Welcome to Flash Tutorial 84 Halloween Hunt Part 2. It's a follow-up to Flash Tutorial 83, which is Halloween Hunt Part 1, and that's the FLA I have opened on my computer now. Ghost Layer 2 is unlocked. Select Frame 1 and come down here and double click so we get inside of this movie clip Ghost 2. Double click on it again till we see this tween, and then get the crosshairs, right click and copy that. We're copying that ghost again. Go back to scene 1, lock that layer, insert a layer, call it Ghost 3. Select frame 1 and let's have this ghost come out of this one. Just right click, paste in place. Now if you can't find it, go down to 25%. Mine's way up here, and bring him down here for now. Now before we deal with that particular ghost, let's take this, select Ghost 1 and drag it down so it's behind the grave. There it is. And let's take Ghost 2, drag him down behind the grave. That's good. Alright, go back to the top, make sure Ghost 3 layer is unlocked. Select frame 1, pick up your selection tool, highlight that ghost, modify, convert it to a symbol, Ghost 3, G-H-O-S-T 3 underscore MC. Copy that. OK, open the properties panel, paste it in as an instance name. Come down here, double click on it, and now as before we're inside this ghost movie clip. Call this layer Ghost. Oops. This one's going to be slightly different. Let's lock that layer, insert a layer. Let's call it Path, and let's select frame 1 of the path, pick up the pencil, make sure black is in this here, and we're going to draw a path. This time he's going to come up and out and in behind the house. So starting there, up he comes around the sky and in behind the house. And let's let him do that over 80 frames. So select 80, click, draw it down so I have them both layers selected, right click, insert keyframes, lock the path layer, click on that envelope or that page turned, click guide, OK, and put the ghost up there. Unlock the ghost layer and go back to frame 1 for a minute, and let's go 100%, and I like to take it off and put it back on. Oops, selecting the ghost, taking them off. There's the little circle, I'll put that there. Going up to the end here, select that frame, and I want him to be up behind the house, so drag him up here, see where my dot is, and if I come up here and insert classic tween, I can see that's working. So that's going to get him to there, and let's let him sit there for quite a while. Let's go here and here, insert blank keyframes. Go way up here to about 170. Insert blank keyframes. So that means that there's nothing going on here, but the timeline will still play when that movie clip is playing. Alright. Go back here. Click on this frame here of the ghost layer. Unlock it. Double click on it. Right click, copy them again. When you get down to this tween, copy them, go back to the ghost movie clip. Now come way up here In my case it's 171. Insert blank keyframe and come down here, paste in place, and that puts, we want him now to be up inside this house somewhere. We can't see him. Click here, insert blank keyframe. Let's make this about 50%. Now we want him to come up and go around and back inside of where he came from. So let's pick up the pencil tool, lock the ghost layer, unlock the path layer, and draw it. So he's going to come out the window, go around the sky, and down into here. Let's make him do that for quite a while. Up to 285. Click both of those. Insert keyframes. Go back to that, in my case, frame 171. Lock the path layer, unlock the ghost layer. Select that frame. We're going to be here. I want to zoom in 200%. Pick up my selection tool, highlight it, click on it, drag it off to the side, and there's my, underneath my arrow is my little circle. There it is. Go up to this one. That's putting him back down in his, let's go down to 50% till we get there, close to where we want. There it is, close to where we want. And clicking on it, there was a circle. And if I make this a classic tween, I can see that's working. Let's go back to scene 1 and let's just test that out. He's hiding there behind here somewhere. And there he comes out. Good. Lock that ghost layer, insert a layer, and call it Witch. W-I-T-C-H, Witch. Let's go down to 50%. Select frame 1 of that Witch layer. And I want the witch on this side of the frame. And draw yourself a witch. There's my witch. I want her to be a bit smaller than that, so I pick up my free transform tool, hold my shift down, and that'll keep her proportional. There's one witch right there. Highlight selection tool, highlight that witch, modify, convert it to a symbol, make sure movie clip is selected, WITCH 1_MC. Copy that and properties panel and paste it in for an instance name. Double click on it and now we're inside that witch movie clip. Call this layer witch. By now I think you're catching on. Insert a new layer, call it path. And we're going to keep the witch simple. She's just going to fly along here. So let's pick up the pencil tool, select frame 1 of the path, start approximately here, and let her drift to here for a little bit. Like that. Click here, double click, make this a guide. Okay, there's the square. Bring the witch up in here. And let's make this, I'm going to lock my layers. Let's make this witch move relatively slow because this is for young people to play, children. Up to frame 50, select both frames, insert keyframes. Go back to frame 1, unlock the witch layer, Now this might be difficult. Let's make this 200%, and I don't know how we're going to, oh I do. Let's go back to frame 1 of the path. Unlock the path, select frame 1, and instead of this being black, let's make this a gray. That might help us out. That might help us. And now select the witch again. I think it's that dot I want. I'll go with that dot for now. I'm not sure. Go up to last frame here. And because we changed the color, the color of gray is not here. So click on here, move it till you get that fuzzy square, hold your mouse down and drag it into there. And that'll make that gray. Highlight your witch and drag her over. Oops. Click on her, drag her over. And I think this circle we want right there. We'll try that. We want it to in front of the moon here, I think, yeah. And come up here, right click, Classic Tween, and that worked. The only thing is I like to get her up in front of the moon for a minute. So unlock the path layer, hide the witch. Click this one here to hide the witch for a minute. Click on this last frame. Oh, excuse me, click on this. Go back to frame 1 of the path and pick up your selection tool. And if you get frame 1, if I get right on the end, so I'm off clicking, I get right on the end until I get that like that square, and I can pull that up to there. Now make sure the only layer that's unlocked is the witch. Again, we have to come up here. See, that's there, right? But it's not here. So click here, take it off, get that fuzzy square, click and drag it over. And now click on the witch and bring her up there. And that's better. Go up good to about frame 85. Select 2 frames, insert keyframes. We're going to let her sit there for a few frames. Select frame, in my case 86 of the path. Unlock the path. Insert a blank keyframe right there. Blank keyframe. Let's make this 50% so we can see it all. I'm selecting this frame 85 and I'm going to hold my finger roughly here so I know approximately where my witch is. Now select frame 1 of the path. The path is unlocked, the witch is locked. Picking up my pencil tool and I'm going to draw a line from there off the stage. Go up to a frame 140, select 2 frames, right click, insert keyframes. Go back to here, insert a keyframe, get a close-up, so I want to go about 100. Pick up the selection tool, oops, unlock the witch, lock the path, unlock the witch, select the witch and move her so that she's on that line. Go all the way up to this last frame here, grab the witch, and bring her over to off the stage to about there. Click in here, right click, Classic Tween, and that looks like it's working. So let's go back to scene 1 and let's test this out looking at the witch. There she comes. She sits here in front for a few minutes, then she takes off. Then she'll do it again. Good. Lock that layer, and I suggest you do more than one witch, but I'm just going to do one more of these with a bat. Call this new layer bat, BAT1. Enter. And while we're at it, let's call this witch 1, just in case you want to add some more witches. Select frame 1 of the bats layer. Let's go to the library. Down here, I don't know if you can pick it up, but it says new symbol down in the far left hand corner. Click on new symbol. Make sure movie clip is selected and call this BAT1, BAT1. Shift _ MC. Copy that. And what I did was I have this pre-drawn, so you got this first layer. What you're going to do on layer 1 is you're going to pick up your pencil tool, make sure you have black for your stroke and black for your fill. Pick up your pencil tool and you're going to draw your bat. There's your bat. And you're going to draw that on frame 1. So on frame 1, just look at frame 1 for a minute. I have this bat. There it is. On frame 2, I modified the bat. So you can see it there. I just went from that to that. Then I went back to down to there, down to there. I'm just changing the shape so that when you run through it, it looks like he's wiggling his wings a little bit. Okay, so that's all you need to do. Just make sure you make some changes on him. Don't be too fussy. Go back to scene 1. Select that frame 1. And let's put that bat right here inside this house. Where's the bat at? There he is. Right here. And he's too big naturally. So I want to make him smaller. And what do we use? Free transform tool. And make him very small. There he is. Now, if you're going to make more than one bat, this would be the best time to copy this, lock this layer, make a new layer, call it BAT2, B-A-T-2, and come here, paste them in, paste in place. So now you have 2 bats, 1, 2. Okay, so I'm going to just deal with one for now. Bat 1, here he is. I'm going to put him right here. I got that frame selected. Now let's double click on this bat. It's already a symbol. And there we are, we're inside of it. And we're going to do much the same thing. Call this layer bat 1 if you want to call it that. Lock that layer, insert a layer, path, and get my pencil tool. And again, because I'm dealing with black in there, I'm going to go with a color that might show up there. I'm going to go with that orangey color. Go down to 50%. And I'm going to have a path for my bat. There it is. Going to go up, way up to 75%. Select those 2 frames. Insert keyframes. Click on this little page thing there, call it a guide, put the bats up in that guide, select this frame, lock the paths, unlock the bat, make it 100%, pick up my selection tool, highlight my bat, drag them off, drag them back on, and hope that that's going to work for me. Go up to this last one here, pick the bat up, drag him over, drag him over a little more, right click in here, call it classic tween, and it is working. Let's do that last bat. It's not a movie clip yet, I don't think. So let's find it. If we double click on it, no, it's not a movie clip. We haven't made it a movie clip yet. So modify, convert it to a symbol, bat2 underscore MC. Copy that. Because we're on scene 1, let's paste it in here. Paste bat2. And I just want to see something. Let's go here. Unlock bat 1. There he is there. Select frame 1. Make sure it's highlighted. If it's not, pick up your selection tool and highlight it. Open the properties panel. And in here, we can paste what we have. But this should be bat 1. Otherwise, we couldn't write code on it. Lock that layer. Go back to bat 2. Double click on it. I think you completely got the routine now. bat2. Lock it. Path. And down to 50%. Let's put this guy, whoops. Lock the path layer, unlock the bat layer. Let's put him down. Whoops, gotta get those crosshairs. Put him down here. Lock the bat layer, unlock the path layer, and he will pretty well follow suit to his buddy. Pick up the pencil tool, starting about here. Lock the, I didn't select the layer, the frame. I didn't select the frame, so select the frame and start here and give him a path off into the blue. Lock the path layer, go up to frame 75-ish, select those two frames, insert keyframes, double click on that, make it a guide, okay, click the path, bring him up to the right, back to frame 1, make it a 200%. Make sure bat 2 layers unlocked, select frame 1, and I always like to take it off and put it back on. Sometimes will make it work if it's not working. And let's go up to that last frame for a minute. Grab that, get the crosshairs, drag that bat up there, get him on here, right click, classic tween, and he follows that. Back to scene 1. Now let's see if those two bats come out. And you can see they're flapping their wings, the ghosts are going, the witch is going. I think that's enough, probably too much, but that's enough for this tutorial. There will be a follow-up. It'll be Flash Tutorial 85, Halloween Hunt Part 3. That'll be the final part, I hope. We're going to be shooting at these characters and write some code. Hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope you use what you learn.